Oh, hey,
sorry.
it's my leg. Sorry.
Sat on your
Are we good?
dick.
You ready? Are we ready?
I think we're
Marker.
doing it.
Marker.
Okay. I don't think it works if everybody claps at a different time.
Yeah, I got this.
Because okay. Marker.
Fuck. Well.
Cran.
Ready?
Sharpie.
Here. Ready?
Oh,
Ready?
Me and you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marker.
Podcast. Where...
I'm Eric.
I'm Shane. I'm shit.
I'm Zach.
At least you're right on that one. I don't know who wasn't listed.
Becca.
We're all here. And this week on the Easy BS podcast, we're going to be losing. Those were lost ages ago. We're going to be talking about mourning because we've lost Betty White. And we have lost Bob Saget. And I think that we owe a moment to talk about them. But first, let's talk about our sponsors. Fiverr. They are...
This podcast, all of us were actually hired by someone else.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't know each other.
We're all doing it for $5.
You getting paid?
Yeah, $5.
Shoot. Oh, Oh, you
there we go.
telling...
That's who we're sponsored by. It's
sponsored by Eric's band.
If we're sponsored by Eric's band, that means he's paying us, right?
Yep.
Nope.
Correct.
Oh,
$5.
hell yeah.
All right,
We're cutting that out.
Starting this episode, we're each making $5 each episode from Eric. So
I love it.
Thank you. I'm glad we finally got a sponsor.
See some progress first. You know, sponsors do
yes.
do stuff based
I
on.
agree, Eric. We need to
Based
see
on
some progress.
Third and final
can you step up
sponsor
your podcast game a little bit, Eric?
is Play-Doh.
I don't. We might actually get sued if you push Play-Doh.
Brand name.
Sorry, silly dough.
Funny
dough.
We are not sponsored by Play-Doh. We are sponsored by affiliated brands.
We are sponsored by Work Bread.
Work bread?
Work bread. It's like Play-Doh, but not quite.
Oh.
Work bread.
Bread.
It's like Wonder Bread,
the
but
store version.
It's the working class Wonder Bread.
The bourgeoisie bread.
We're sponsored by bourgeoisie bread.
That should be a thing. I feel like our bread needs a little more communism in it. If your bread's not Marxist, is it even white bread?
You bread, bro.
You bread, bro.
Do you even bread,
bro?
Do you even bread? But I thought we could start off this episode by having our first guest, if he answers. If somebody wants to try.
I'll try him.
And if not, we'll cut all of this out.
That's right. Didn't tell him that we were calling. We were doing it.
I did tell him.
You told him that you were recording
I
something.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'm calling.
Should have given him a window.
I did, but it's way past.
Becca!
Christopher!
What's up, B?
What's up, dude?
You know, mailman stuff.
Mailman
Mails and
stuff.
boxes.
Yeah, so this is our cousin Chris. He's a mailman. he makes the world go round. He's delivering that mail, the packages. He gives his package to all the people who want it.
So what's up, guys? What you up to?
We're just doing our podcast. This is episode 3. Thanks for coming on. I just had a quick question for you.
Yo, what up?
Can you give us like a word of a day or something?
A word of the supercilious.
Supercilious. I don't know what that means, but that's a hell of a word of the day, dude.
I'll say, yeah, I don't know what it means, but I thought about it the other day and just haven't looked it up yet.
It's
Okay.
clearly when you're more than just normal silly, you're supercilious.
Wait, what?
You're more than silly, you're super silly.
Sounds pretty accurate, man.
Yeah, I think Shane's supercilious.
Yeah, I'm here too.
Chris, why so supercilious? You like the Joker.
No, you guys, okay, do you ever do that? You ever think of a word and you're like, I don't know what that means, but you'll just not look it up?
Indubitably.
See, I feel like that happens pretty frequently. I'll go and ask Tavy, like, hey, you know what this means? She's like, no.
You just never look it
I'm
up.
like, okay, well, I guess I'll keep not knowing. I've got a computer in my pocket and just be like, hey, bud, here's some knowledge.
Yeah. I guess that's what these smartphones are good for, just pulling random words out of your ass, right? As a mailman, it's important to have a good vocabulary, don't you know? So,
I say my vocabulary, I don't know, dude, I don't know. I feel like I hear words and then just one day I'll hop back up. Like, huh, whenever I heard that, like the other day, it was conciliatory. And I'm like,
so
I don't know what that means either.
You don't know what it means.
okay, so your words of the day are conciliatory and
Supercilious.
supercilious? Dude, I'm starting to feel like all your words just have silly.
Because they're silly words, man.
Okay, well,
Conciliatory.
we're gonna look this up real quick for you.
For sure.
we have to figure out while you're on the podcast. Although if this is like a what's that show about Pee-wee's Playhouse? If it's that kind of word of the day, I don't feel like anyone's going to be saying that for us to start screaming.
Yeah.
Okay. Supercilious. Behaving or looking as though one thinks one is superior to others.
Wait, what was it?
Behaving or looking as though one thinks one is superior to others.
That's supercilious?
Yeah,
So-
acting as if you're better than everybody else.
So Chris all the time.
Oh, that's a horrible word. Oh my goodness.
It's like a superiority complex.
And then conciliatory is just like a
Like,
consolation
it sounds like
prize.
such a fun word. I didn't know it was such a bummer. How do you have silly in the name and just not
Yeah.
have fun
Be
with it?
about being serious.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for the word of the day, bro. Good talking to you. Hope you enjoy the rest of your post-manly duties.
Oh, will do. Hopefully it's almost done.
All right, have a good day, bro.
Bye, cuz.
See you guys.
See you, Chris.
Talk to you guys later.
Love
See
you.
ya. Love you.
Love you.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was Chris.
So, fusilatory? Is that what was it?
Conciliatory
Conciliatory and
and supercilious.
supercilious. That is
Yeah.
a weird word.
That's a big word.
But now we know that if somebody's got a superiority complex or whatever, then
Yeah,
they're supercilious.
I'd say we're all kind of supercilious.
Just a touch.
Not me.
The supercilious Williamses.
I'm too good to be.
I feel like that was the first draft of the Mary Poppins song. So, yeah, that was quite a tangent.
Yeah.
And if that wasn't depressing enough, we're gonna move on to talking about
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget
And Betty White.
and Betty White. But I don't know, guys. I just think, first off, I've been listening to a lot of Bob Saget lately on his podcast, and he was a good dude. He had some very dirty stand-up, but it was very contrasting with America's Funniest Home Videos and
Full
House. Yeah.
I mean, he was funny though.
He was
That's
very
funny.
funny, yeah. But it's cool on his podcast. He had, he's actually one of the inspirations of that, but not that obviously, because he would do more like advice and helping people, and they would just be like fans of his who he would call. But it was always really cool because somebody like Bob Saget doesn't have to call some random Joe and be like, I hope things are going good and whatnot, and he always did that, and he fought for a disease called scleroderma, something like that. It's like the hardening of your skin that his sister passed away from. So he was always raising money for charity for that, and they had gotten to the point where people were going into remission and actually being cured of that, which is something when his sister first got it in like the 80s or something. She was like a guinea pig because they had no idea what the disease even was, so they just gave her all kinds of experimental things, and it made her die quicker, and it made her skin just feel like it was on fire, and it's really sad.
Wow, this is going downhill fast.
Yeah,
God.
But he always had the comedic side, and he dealt with things with a little bit of comedy, and he knew that life keeps going, and there's still bright sides. There's still comedy in the world, and you got to keep going for the life that the people who passed on didn't get to do, I guess.
Well, I know we were all listening to him for a lot of years just in TV shows, because I was really obsessed with Full House when I was younger, and then he was the narrator for How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
which
is kind of weird, because Ted Mosby would not age into Bob Saget.
Yeah, but I mean, I know that the three of us at least would talk about How I Met Your Mother all the time,
right,
and watch it a lot. So,
which concern you? Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, it's going from like the Full House, like Danny Tanner thing, to like How I Met Your Mother. It's like it kind of aged with me, at least. I feel like the shows I watched did.
I mean, Full House was on in the 90s before you were born.
Yeah, but I watched it when I was
It kept
young.
going, and then the DVDs and stuff.
Yeah.
And even then, there's still generations growing up on Full House who had seen it for the first time, and it's on Nick at Night, and other countries are getting it synced in their language and seeing it for the first time, and
Danny Tenorito.
yeah, for real though, it's one of those things that's gonna last forever. Mm-hmm. I think he said in one of his podcasts that in France they call it "Party in the House" instead of "Full House."
Heck yeah!
It translates to "Party in the House." But a little tangent. Have you guys seen How I Met Your Father?
I have not seen it yet. I'm planning on watching it.
Okay,
tonight.
should I not spoil anything?
No, don't spoil it yet.
Okay.
We can talk about it next week.
Right?
I think there's 4.
There's 2 out right now.
I heard there's 4. I've seen 2, but I thought I read that there was 4 total.
Oh, okay.
But I could be wrong. But yeah, I guess I won't say what I was going to say until next week then.
We'll talk about it next week.
Well then that's better, because it's not as much of a tangent off of Bob Saget yet then. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people I think feel the same way, Becca. You kind of grow up with Full House and the Danny Tanner character, and I feel like he was a lot like that. He definitely had a darker side too, and he wasn't as much like OCD, but he was definitely the good-heartedness of Danny Tanner was all genuine. Even hearing him talk about the box sets, they did the original pilot with the guy who played Danny Tanner before him, and every time he brings that up, he feels bad because he's like, they're just took that guy's job, and they're just rubbing it in by showing people, and he was the original one they wanted, and then he was busy, so they got the other guy, and
it's like Back to the Future,
right? So he's just even to be like feeling bad that some guy who did one episode, and then it just shows that he's got a good heart.
Yeah.
Shane, what is your recollection of Bob Saget, and did Full House influence you growing up?
To a degree, not as much as it did Rebecca. She was definitely a lot more into it.
I think that's the first time she's been called Rebecca on this podcast.
I didn't say Rebecca.
I said to Becca.
Oh. Just kidding then.
Her name's not Rebecca.
Is it? No, that would make this easy RS.
Rheumatoid sarcophagus.
Continue, Shane.
Sorry.
I'm pretty much the end. Just kind of, more towards Becca than me. Definitely with How I Met Your Mother, though. But he obviously wasn't too much of like a driving factor in that necessarily. So.
And when he was a driving factor, they listened to 500 Miles by the Proclaimer. Anyway. Yeah. What about you, Eric? You got Bob Saget memories. There's.
I mean, besides just watching the shows.
Or
Yeah,
Betty White.
We'll move on to Betty White in just a second.
Okay.
Betty White can suck my ass.
No, she can't anymore.
Not anymore.
Oh my God, that's so bad.
I wasn't a fan, sorry.
Oh, you didn't like Betty White? Okay.
I mean, not that I didn't like her,
That's
but
what I
I
was like,
wasn't
you're the
ever
only human being in the
I never really watched
What?
anything with her.
Oh, this is some
Okay.
hard BS.
Okay.
This isn't even easy BS
No,
anymore.
this
This is
is-
some
This is
straight
some
up.
Straight up.
You don't
yes.
like Betty White?
I just never watched anything with her.
But why does that mean she can suck
I'm
your
just
ass?
kidding. It's a comedy podcast. Comedy.
Wow.
No, you don't talk ill of
Betty White's
White,
not
my
nothing
dude.
funny about Betty
we
White
will
sucking
kick
ass.
you right off. This will just be the ZBS podcast.
Eric, I swear to God, if you say Betty White can suck your ass one more time, I will suck your ass so hard you will never. You'll watch every single Betty White. And I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm not.
You just want to talk about sucking your brother's ass.
No. I just want Betty White to be respected in this home.
Yes.
This is my home. I can disrespect Betty White if I want to.
Okay, that's true. That's fair. But you know,
I have no disrespect towards her. Let me say that. I was
That's
just
good.
being funny.
Okay.
I don't care or
Look.
discare either way.
with all due respect, Betty White does not like sucking ass. She's more of a Golden Girls shower kind of girl. Jesus Christ. Okay.
I quit.
Bob Saget is getting a lot more respect than Betty White.
Yeah,
I did
what
not
the
see that
fuck?
coming. But, I just wanted to say one more thing about Bob Saget before we moved on to Betty White, but Eric's got some strong feelings.
I have no strong feelings.
Do you
Get in
guys
the
remember
comments.
the Tourette's guy on YouTube, the
Yeah.
classic video?
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget! That was another Bob Saget memory.
Let me say
And-
back at Betty White.
Okay, yeah, Betty White now. What the hell, dude? Would you want Bob Saget to suck your ass? Or
Well,
Betty
It'd
White?
be a hell of a story either way.
Guess it would. But Bob Saget. Definitely.
This podcast is going downhill so
There.
quickly.
Well, Becca, talk about Betty White. 'cause
Okay.
I
I'm
actually
not-
think Betty White would be better for it because Bob Saget sucked dick for coke. So he's more experienced in the other direction.
It's gonna get you demonetized, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Bob Saget again. Sorry. I had a friend in high school who, I mean, I guess he's still kind of my friend, but he made a TikTok saying Bob
High school?
Saget. No. We were good friends in high school. We haven't
okay.
really hung out since then, but we talk and we're on Facebook and stuff. But he made a TikTok about Bob Saget saying, I think something like, it's really disgusting that you touched the Olsen twins or something, because that was like a joke from the roast of Bob Saget that a bunch of people started joking about it being serious and whatnot. And then he went on this huge blocking spree, blocking anyone who made negative TikToks saying that kind of stuff is like a real thing, because he was legitimately like upset and didn't want people acting like it was news that he was doing these terrible things that were said almost like roast jokes. But I guess it was getting a little too meta. So he blocked my friend on TikTok,
That's something to say.
and my friend started like crying. He made another TikTok, literally like crying and being like, this is for Bob Saget and only Bob Saget. If you're not Bob Saget, click away. And I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. You know.
Well, but Bob blocked him, so he's
Yeah,
never
Bob
seen
blocked
that
him.
video.
Yeah, I
He's not
know.
saying he's never gonna see it, and it's
Yeah.
a little embarrassing to cry on that.
Yeah, and about Bob Saget, but at the same time, it's like now that Bob Saget's passed away, he was able to make another TikTok and be like, in a small way, he noticed me, and you know, he was like, even though it was in kind of a negative way.
I shot the
hated me.
president.
So he's
He noticed me.
Yeah, he's just using Bob Saget for clout now.
No, it's not. I don't think it's clout. I think it was just, you know, it's a joke, and then Bob Saget didn't take it as a joke, and then.
Well, yeah, it's not very funny to say somebody was touching a child.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Bob Saget jokes about that.
Yeah,
But-
he can do it because it's him.
But yeah, obviously,
He's
it's
a
like
professional
on-
comedian.
Yeah, a professional comedian on a stage doing comedy, not somebody making a TikTok saying something. Yeah, I get it. But Betty White did not.
She didn't touch any.
Betty White would not touch the Olsen twins.
Betty White was not
Why
on
do-
TikTok.
Yeah, Betty White would not suck the ass of the Olsen twins. Eric, you gotta like Betty White. You gotta pay her respects.
Alright, namaste, Betty White.
Oh, Betty White.
Okay, let me talk about Betty White because you
I
guys just need to stop. Betty White was the world's grandmother. Honestly. I feel like you could have not seen Betty White in anything and you just felt like you kind of knew her in some
Eric
sort of
didn't
way.
see Betty White in anything.
Okay, well, besides Eric, I guess. Because though I hadn't seen Betty White in a lot,
She was a kung fu person, right?
yeah.
No, there's Jet Li.
Oh.
Though I hadn't seen her in a lot,
It looks
like,
similar.
I'm not saying, I cried about her death or anything, but it's just like, she lived a really long life and she just seemed like a very genuine, good person.
Definitely.
I saw her in The Proposal, which is a great movie. It's Ryan Reynolds, Sandra Bullock, and at one point she's chanting around a fire outside, and then Sandra Bullock comes up and starts singing from the windows to the walls.
Oh, I
And
have
it's
seen
just,
that.
oh man, it's
I
so
haven't seen
good.
that.
I did see that.
Um,
Alright.
Yeah, Betty White's really good in that movie.
If we're gonna talk about old people, can we talk about Kane Tanaka?
No.
Alright, fine.
Can't
Quit trying.
She's old.
We'll talk
Quit
about
trying to
kids
steal
now.
from other podcasts.
Little derivative.
So,
It's Eric's rap
Yeah,
thing.
we've never done derivative.
yeah, so, like, I don't know, she just, I've read about her since then, and that she, donated to animal shelters a lot. On her birthday, what was that, yesterday? 2 days ago, a bunch of people donated to animal shelters in her name, which I thought was super cool.
Did see that. That was
And, yeah, so I just feel like, she did a lot of good in the world, and she was just a really good person.
Yeah, I agree. All jokes aside,
cool.
Betty White.
Yeah, I'm joking, clearly.
Yeah, we're all joking. But Betty White was a good person, and she did do a lot of work for charities and stuff as well. And she was always trying to make people's days better and stuff like that. And it kind of sucks with it definitely sucks with the pandemic. But these last couple of years, she really was not able to go out much, and I'm not sure how much she would have anyway with her age, but she was locked away in her house for a lot of the time, and now there's photos coming out of some of the ducks that would come and land in her pool, and she would hang out and talk to them, I guess, and her assistant was always over helping her, and she's posting on Facebook about some good memories that she's got, and everything I hear is just how great she is, although I guess some of her co-stars on the Golden Girls didn't really get along with her for whatever reason. Everyone's
Same with the people in the match game.
yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Match Game didn't get along with Betty White?
What's her name?
Betty White.
Brett Summers. Brett Summers on the old match game. When they were on together, they would kind of feud and stuff.
I don't know who that is.
She was somebody who was on the match game. Zach, get your head out of here.
I don't know what to do.
Sounds familiar.
But
Get your
On
head
the-
out
on
of your
the-
ass
on the-
so Bob
on the
Saget
old-
can suck it.
on the old match game and the new match game, they would sit there and they would drink while they were doing stuff, and in between the shows and stuff. And Betty White had a PA tell Brett Summers that they were gonna.
What's that, Pennsylvania?
Yes, that they were gonna delay filming. That they were gonna delay filming.
You laughing at that bad joke?
That they were gonna delay filming for 2 hours, and Brett Summers got hammered. And then when they actually went to go play the game, she couldn't play it anymore because she was so
Betty.
smashed.
That
But
jokester.
Betty didn't like Brett Summers, and Brett Summers didn't like Betty White, which is why they went back and forth with each other like that.
Yeah, I
Still
believe
fun.
it. And not everyone's gonna like everybody, but
No, of
Yeah.
course not.
it is kind of funny seeing a lot of these Golden Girls memes that are they're hanging out in heaven again now and stuff, when in reality they didn't really like each other.
Yeah.
Even though they're best friends on the show, but
Thank you for being a friend.
yeah, but the tributes have been really cool, and I remember making a post on Facebook years ago that was when Stanley and Betty White die, those are the two people that need to live forever or something. I forget exactly how I worded it, but It's kind of crazy that all these people who are like the elderly of us growing up, I guess. I don't know how to. I don't know.
The people that
basically.
we looked up to.
Yeah,
when we were
yeah.
younger.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are gone now. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I had Stanley and Betty White. I can't really think of anyone else who's on that same level. I don't know if you guys can, but
I was pretty sad when Alan Rickman died.
yeah, Alan Rickman. I'm
It's
at
like Ron
He
Wood.
was still pretty like young though, comparatively.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder. That was
yeah. I mean, it could be even young people too, but I'm talking like people who are still with us. But
Morgan Freeman,
Morgan Freeman, that's a good one.
Michael
Yeah.
Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael wheelchair. Shane got it.
I don't get it.
I got
Caine
it.
wheelchair.
It wasn't funny.
Cane's not. Anyway, I'm gonna get canceled off my own podcast. And Shane's gonna quit. This is gonna become.
This is
This
the
is
end of the
BS.
Easy BS
That's
podcast.
Alright.
Since we were talking about Bob Saget and we normally talk about your stand-up,
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
are you what are you
Yeah,
planning
we're
on
we're
doing
filming
tonight?
this early today,
Yeah, we're
so
going
Zach hasn't
beforehand.
done his stand-up
Um,
yet.
I feel like there's something else I wanted to say.
You want to do the thing? I'll shine the light in your eyes when you got 4 minutes. And then
Oh,
you wanna
oh,
do
yeah.
your act.
No,
I'll
I-
shine the light in your eyes.
No, I don't really know what I'm gonna say. So maybe that's not good. I don't know. I was thinking about just trying to do something with the Jack by Jack or
do that.
the walking in straw or whatever.
Yeah,
That's good.
tell a story with a lot of punchlines that you.
But they don't have a lot of punchlines yet.
Sure.
I gotta work on that. So, but maybe if I can
I
just
mean,
tell the story
the
and
Jack
then
by Jack thing, you could totally make funny throughout.
maybe I feel like the other one's easier to make funny throughout.
All right, we'll do that one
But,
too.
yeah, I don't know. I gotta kind of
And
decide.
that's already been on the
once
channel,
I get
so
there,
like you
but-
kind of know the beats to it.
Right. Yeah, I did download those videos so that I can watch them a couple times and see if what I can pull out of there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of got to figure it out still. But
You got this. You got.
yeah,
You
I
got a
mean,
little bit of time in between now and then.
yeah, good 20 minutes. But worst case scenario, I'm still kind of just building off of what I did the last couple weeks, and I'm working on timing. I think my biggest thing is learning where to stay silent. And that's what I was going to talk about. I did my interview today with Jerry Berry from the New Minstrel Review and the Minstrels of Mayhem we grew up listening to at the at the Renaissance fairs, sponsored by Monster. There was not only does he have a crazy deep voice and he's got some great insight. It kind of felt like I was talking to Morgan Freeman at times, but also he. Shoot, where was I going with this again?
I don't know, you didn't tell.
Oh, he was. I'll cut that out. So he was talking about when the minstrels used to do more of a comedy show with some music intertwined, and he said when he first started doing comedy, it was a lot different than doing music, and he would get stage fright, whereas he could go up and play, but once he was just trying to riff or improv or do the comedy side of things, it was more nerve-wracking until one time he felt like his spine just drop and he stopped caring all of a sudden and was like, these people are here to see me, so I can be silent for 15 seconds if I need to, and they're going to be still engaged in theory. So,
Oh, well, that's some good advice.
yeah,
Take what you learn. Get in there.
right. And that's where I was going with this. He wasn't necessarily saying that as advice, but I think I commented something at that point, like I can relate to that with the stand-up that I've been doing lately, because it is like, it's surprisingly different than doing like music or something in front of people, especially if you aren't as prepared as I may not be. sometimes.
I know you were worried about like time with telling a story and stuff like that. What you could do is you go up once, you tell like the first bit and be like, all right, sorry, I gotta go, my time's up, and then put on a fake mustache. And then get up and tell the rest of you. You could be like that guy, right? And then tell the rest of your story.
Okay, but that's a brilliant idea, for one. I just gotta say.
And it's hilarious.
It is. Everybody loves a good mustache gag. And the problem, though, even though it's the most brilliant idea I've heard all day, is that they make you sign up beforehand, and then they shuffle names in a hat or something. I don't know how they determine order, but...
Well,
it's randomized, so there's a chance I would do the second half of the story before the first, and I would have to write my name as like Zachstachio or something.
No,
like
man.
I can. You can't just put your same name and then you just come up Zach and Whack,
No,
and I just come up.
Waxaliums.
Is it like Wario?
Waxaliums.
It's like Wario.
Yeah.
I'm Zach and then Whack, and I just flip my mustache upside down. Or whatever.
It's me.
Turn your hat over and you're like, all right, I'll bet.
Anna was pretending to be a baby. There's a couple babies at daycare now, and so they cry, obviously. And so she'll pretend to be a baby, and she'll go, wah, wah. She just sounds like Wario and Waluigi. Wah. And it took us forever to realize she was trying to, like, cry like a baby, because we just thought she was being Wario.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But yeah, this is. I think this will come out in like 3 weeks. So the interview with Jerry Bear will probably be posted by then. But yeah, it was interesting talking to him, and hopefully I can keep doing stuff like that, because especially as we talk about Betty White and Bob Saget and stuff, you know, some of these Renaissance performers that I've been interviewing, some of them are pretty young, like Adam's fairly young, I think, and Arnie, but others are older and have been doing it for a really long time, and it's kind of cool to be able to hear some of these stories before they're not able to be told anymore.
Yeah, you interviewed Phil too, didn't you?
Yeah, Mooney. Yeah, he's got the Mooney Tales show at the fairs, so he kind of tells these stories, and he's got multiple interviews that I was able to listen to beforehand. Whereas with Jerry, he's got a lot of his music online, but personal info is a lot more scarce, and you know, he doesn't do the stories at fairs and stuff, so it's kind of like a rare opportunity to hear all these stories and make sure that they're preserved.
Yeah, he tells stories.
And all those...
He tells stories like the time that they left the water running in Venice. He tells that story.
Yeah. I'm surprised you remembered that. We actually talked about that song, and he barely remembered it. He said it's a song that they just did for a couple years at the beginning, and then they...
I mean, they couldn't play it anymore after one of them left.
Well, that was several years later. Since anybody who cares will have already seen the interview by the time this comes out, I'll tell you guys probably the coolest story that he told me. They used to have a program where they would send CDs or media somehow to the International Space Station, and then they would send it back to Earth and give it back to the creator and have it signed, I think, by the people who listened to it or watched it on the International Space Station, and you can like frame it, and
that's so cool.
You got like the CD that went to space.
UFNB, comrade.
Well, I guess he had written a song. I'm not sure he could remember which name of it, or maybe I can't remember now, but he wrote a song that was about the Challenger explosion, but he had reworked it so that it was like it was about a ship sailing instead of... It might have been She Sails.
I would say, I think that's probably She Sails.
Yeah. And he reworked it so that it was a ship sailing instead of a spaceship that got in the accident, and because of its ties to space and whatnot, somehow it got discovered, and they wanted to send it to the International Space Station, and so they got one of the Minstrels albums and sent it up to the space station, and all the astronauts listened
That's
to
amazing.
the Minstrels, yeah, and then they sent it back down to Earth, and Trump got elected. Not to make this political, but they, with the administration changes, there was a lot of budget cuts to NASA, and they were unable to mail it back to Jerry Berry. So
the
No.
cuts were so immense that they couldn't afford UPS.
yeah, well, there's also a bunch of cuts to the post office.
Wow.
So apparently, at
Still
the
up.
government, no, it got sent back. It's
Oh,
just
did it?
in the government offices
Oh.
somewhere. The NASA offices is a Minstrel CD that has been to space.
All right, in like 4 weeks, we're gonna come out with a new podcast. It's gonna be Easy BS on the road, and it's gonna be
We're
called.
infiltrate NASA.
Yeah, it's gonna be called Infiltrating NASA.
We got to get this back.
Comma, getting Jerry Berry's CD to him.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to get back for him someday. I hope it happens, because
Yeah.
it does seem kind of crazy that it went to space and back, but now they're like,
Can't be shipped across
right?
land.
Florida's a little too far. I don't,
Ridiculous.
yeah, I don't know where the space station's at or whatever, but
It's probably Texas.
Texas to
That's true.
Texas to Florida.
yes.
Yeah,
It's halfway
it's
across the
like
country, bro.
nothing.
I feel like if I was Jerry Berry, I'd be like, can I just drive over there?
Yeah.
Like, I'll just come get it in person real
My
quick.
name
dude.
is on the CD. I'll show you my ID.
Yeah. Anyone else have anything new going on this week?
Not particularly.
Shane's
One
got
of
the dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Or no, that's over now.
he's
Yeah, that job's
Yeah,
done.
Shane's not.
Shane was
Shane's
working doing the
unemployed.
dirty
I got fired.
dirty deeds done dirt cheap.
one of the
Just micro dirty jobs.
I made a horror short film,
Yeah, we
which I showed you, right? I think
talked about that
Yeah, you
last
did.
week. Is
Oh,
there
yeah.
is there updates on that?
we've gotten into a couple of festivals, including the
Is
John.
it
John
public now?
Barrymore. Not yet.
Okay, is it going to be in 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
It will be soon.
Okay.
We'll post, I guess. But
If we can throw in a link at least.
Yeah.
We can,
yeah,
we can promote it even more after whenever it's public.
we got accepted into the John Barrymore Festival.
Is that any connection to Drew?
It's her grandfather, yes.
Oh wow.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
There's another festival. We've gotten accepted to a couple, but the big ones are that one. And there's another festival where I think it's all online this year. But if you win your category, which for us it's drama, we get to go to, well, a few of us. I'm not sure if all of us, but we get to.
Was there not a horror category?
That's what I was wondering.
No. It's under drama, I guess, because it's about technically
PTSD.
yeah, PTSD and stuff. And so if we win our category, they'll fly at least some of us out to Pinewood in England, where they film Star Wars, to watch it.
Oh,
and stuff.
wow.
That's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
That's really cool. Congrats, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
But a small part, but still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's really exciting. I hope that good things keep coming along with that, and you'll have to keep us posted. We can,
Yeah.
like I said, we'll
Yeah,
definitely
definitely.
tell anybody who's interested in watching that as soon as it's public.
We got plenty more stuff coming.
Yeah.
Just look up Hermit Light Media and you'll find everything. And hopefully at this point.
Cool. And then the last thing I wanted to do before we close this out, if you guys are down, because I didn't talk to you guys about this first, but I thought we could try. I think Eric and I actually did this on the original Easy Does It podcast, but it was a 2-person story. But we're gonna do a 4-person story. So each word is gonna be the next person, and we're going to be. The scene is going to be what a beautiful wedding. Says the bridesmaid to the wedding.
Okay.
Okay, Eric, you got the easy one. You can begin with any word.
Yeah. What?
The
Hell.
Is.
Going.
On.
Here.
Right.
Now?
Boys.
Is it supposed to be one long run-on sentence? Because that's what's happening.
No, somebody can change the sentence. What is going on right now, boys? Is that what we're at?
My.
Uncle.
Told.
Me.
To.
Dress.
Appropriate.
Lee. Okay, 4.
The.
Wedding.
So,
I.
Decided.
2.
where?
Nipples.
All.
Over.
That was a great story, guys. Hate it when I go to a wedding and end up with nipples all over.
My uncle told me to dress nice, so I wore nipples all
So
over.
we draw another
To dress
setting.
appropriate. Was it nice or appropriate?
Appropriately.
Dress appropriately, so I wore nipples all over.
So we throw out another scenario.
Oh, you want to do another one?
Yeah, let's do
Oh
it.
yeah. Okay.
No, I think we should save it for next week.
No.
Let's do one more.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Who's got a scenario?
Bank robbery.
Okay, Shane, you start then.
The.
Cops.
Were
Chasing.
Us.
So,
I
Ran.
Quickly.
when?
they
Grabbed.
Me.
And?
We're not gonna start a new sentence.
When they grabbed me is not a sentence.
when they grabbed me
And-
So I ran quickly when they grabbed me.
No, so I ran quickly, period. When they grabbed me,
Okay.
and
Oh,
Okay, that's not how I was here. But
yeah, me neither.
that's how Eric's taking it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
When they grabbed me and threw
My
Money.
to
the
fishes.
the end.
So yeah, was at the end.
that's not a
Just leave
sentence
it
either.
at that. When they threw my money to the fishes.
When they grabbed me and threw my money to the fishes
Yeah.
is not
Sorry,
a sentence.
when they,
When they threw me and grabbed my money to the fishes.
you
what?
really threw it off because you interpreted this much different than we did.
Yeah.
I
wore nipples all
Cried. Thank you.
I
Awful bank robbery.
wait. I cried.
Yeah, we didn't successfully.
No!
Fuck.
me.
So the cops threw your money to the fishes, and you said no. Fuck me. That's okay. That's that was a good story, guys.
We're gonna do one more. Okay, so you're in line at McDonald's, outside in the drive-thru when aliens attack. Zach, go.
You're at a McDonald's when aliens attack.
Yep, you're in the drive-thru
Okay.
at McDonald's when
Okay.
aliens
Also,
attack.
can I just say real quick that I feel like if Bob Saget was getting arrested, they threw his money to the fishes. He'd be like,
Fuck right.
"Let me suck your ass." This episode's gonna be called "Suck My Ass" or something instead of Bob Saget Memorial.
So you're gonna
Moments.
have to bleep the F's, but
I don't have to bleep anything. Wait, you want me to bleep stuff?
no.
Played
It might
it.
be funnier though.
Yeah, I did bleep. I think
I said a name.
a name.
You bleeped
Yeah,
it.
I did bleep one thing, but yeah, I don't know. Okay. Ronald
Can.
Fight.
Anybody.
especially.
Aliens.
I knew it.
You say
This is
and?
gonna be a one-episode segment.
Pigs?
Aliens and pig
Especially aliens.
and pigs.
And pigs.
Cows.
Wait.
Ronald can fight aliens and Ronald can fight anyone, especially aliens and pigs. Cows.
Massacred.
My
Family.
Ronald.
No.
Okay. I think these have been good stories. They're gonna traumatize somebody.
Something.
They've been stories.
Definitely something.
At least 2 of them will be made into a major motion picture.
Starring. No, never mind.
Starring Michael Caine.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Caine.
Morgan Caine.
A classic Morgan Caine movie.
So Ronald.
Yeah, I was gonna say starring Bob Saget and Betty White. They should have done a buddy cop film. That could have been good. You gotta admit. That would have been the only Betty White film Eric watched.
That's right.
Also, have you guys ever seen
I don't know where this is going.
Betty Black?
Whoa,
Betty Black.
Whoa,
Yeah, Black Betty.
Ram.
Oh yeah,
Black Betty.
I'm dyslexic. My bad. But yeah,
Where do you go from here?
Should we just end it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
I
well,
just-
if we are about to end it, I need to give my Beck right.
Beckrack,
Oh,
yep.
that's right.
Here's our Beckrack.
So the
Burt
Beck Rec this week will be donate to your local animal shelter.
Yes, Betty White.
And- yeah.
Recommending for
Would've liked
somebody to give money.
No, you don't have to give money.
Give me the money.
You could give food. You could give old blankets you're not using, newspaper. Just whatever you can give. I think it's really important to give to animal shelters because a lot of those animals never get adopted and they just live in there forever. So it's nice to make their home comfortable.
Yeah, and a lot of the shelters, if they get too many animals, they can put them down because they don't have any other choice.
Yeah.
So it definitely helps. And if you don't have anything to give, because a lot of people don't right now, just you can take a minute to learn about it or
go help out or whatever you can do.
Yeah, Betty White especially did a lot of work with stuff like that. You can at least take a minute to learn about the different ways that she gave her time and money and energy and stuff, and at least learning about it and getting it out there makes it that much more prevalent too, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We brought it back to funny, and now we're back to serious. All right.
Yeah, we're all over the place.
That's how we end this one. It's super serious. Super serious.
Super silly.
Bring it full circle.
Yeah, now we gotta scream like Pee-wee's Playhouse. But you can't say it's gonna end serious, Eric, because we have to end this with a chant.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about
I
that.
forgot that's what we did.
It's a little.
I forgot that we did that.
Yeah.
But I love it.
We did it once.
So we do it.
Yes, we do it.
What, we do 3 times and then once all together? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we doing it?
Yeah, okay.
Are we doing it?
We gotta do it.
We do it once.
No, I know, but are we
Okay.
doing it right now?
This
Is it time?
I guess if you start, then we have no choice but to keep
Doing it
going.
now? Is
But-
it time?
But I don't really think Shane should be involved.
Oh.
Wait, Shane, I think you should be in the camera. I don't think you should.
No. Get in here, Shane.
Wait, here's what I think. I think Shane should chant, but his picture should be a scrub daddy lip syncing to his chant.
No.
Do you want to do the effects for
Yeah,
that?
if you want to do the effects, I say go for it.
I will animate it.
Or hire someone.
I will
from
hire our sponsor,
Yeah.
Fiverr,
Yeah, there we go.
to drink a lot of our other sponsor, Monster Energy, while they animate our third sponsor, Scrub Daddy.
So what if, we just did it when nobody was expecting it?
Well, we've
Did
been
what?
talking about
E!
it.
Z.
B.
S.
E!
Z.
B.
S.
E!
Z.
B.
S.
EZBS!
We'll see you guys next week.
Monster.